Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Week eight, almost halfway point of the season, getting close. Yes, sir, getting close. Side note, no bye weeks for week 8. First time for me. Usually when the bye weeks start, they don't end until the last week of the season with bye weeks. But week 8, no bye weeks, so sounds good. We get to see 32 teams play, and that's a good thing. Recap from week 7. I went 9-4, one of my better weeks. I got a lot of games right. Notable ones I got wrong. I had the Bills over Pats. I got that wrong. The Bills won on a walk-off touchdown. Might get a load of that gritty Gasecki, and then the Niners, Raiders, Bears. Wrong on that. The Bears whooped their butts. Rightfully so. I mean, not really fun right there. And the Rams now have lost 6 of their last 7 against the Steelers. They lost by 7 points and 3 missed Brett Maher field goals, and he got cut. So there you go. And then Monday Night Football, the Vikings beat the Niners at home. So big win for the Vikings. Give them some momentum going forward. That brings my overall straight up game picks to 60 and 46. Not bad. Got him to. Bless you. Thank you. Yeah, Quentin Williams, shout out. So yeah, that brings my record to 60 wins before I hit 50 losses. So nice little stat there. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on to week 8 of the NFL season. Okay, guys, we'll start off here with the Bucs at Bills. This was like a Super Bowl preview. I remember after the 2020 season, so going into the 2021-22 season, this was my Super Bowl pick. Bucs and the Bills. Bucs on the road at the Bills. They've lost 2 of their last 2 games and have had a bye in between there. Buffalo coming off of that loss against the Patriots. Don't expect Buffalo to take it easy on these guys. Buffalo has too good of a defense for the Buccaneers to do much, especially if Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield ain't clicking. There's really not a lot going on for that offense. They're getting pretty old on the defensive end, but don't count them out. But I don't see much. I don't see nothing good going for them on Thursday night here in Buffalo. So I got the Bills winning here 35-17, because I mean the Bills are in a funk themselves. So they're looking at this game like they have to send a message. So yeah, Bills. All right, and on to the Sunday slate of games here. We have the Texans at Panthers. The number 2 overall pick against the number 1 overall pick in the previous draft. Number 2 and 3 versus the number 1 pick, because Texans picked 2 and 3. And they're looking a lot more formidable than the Panthers are, because they traded from higher to get to the number 1 pick. So as of now, if they finish with the worst record, the Bears have the number 1 pick for next year. So yeah, not really the best situation for the Panthers. I think Frank Reich gave up his play calling duties. So a lot going on there. They're just coming off. Both of these teams are coming off of a bye. So I expect both teams to be sloppy, have penalties. But in the end, I think the number 2 pick gets the better of the number 1 overall pick here. Obviously, they're not playing each other. They're playing each other's defenses. But, I mean, it's been tough for the Panthers. And the Texans have been winning uglier games and make less mistakes, too. So I got the Texans winning here a little bad, undisciplined game between 2 teams, 21-16 in Carolina, making the Panthers still the only winless team in the NFL. All right, Rams at Cowboys. You see the Big D up here. It's going to be back home, coming off a bye. It's going to feel good. Rams coming off of that loss to the Steelers. I had them winning, but they didn't, and I definitely don't have them winning this week, because I expect the Cowboys to get after the quarterback and match up and take away their playmakers and force other players to beat you. Like, you're either going to double Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp. So I don't, make someone else beat you is the simple game plan, and get after the quarterback. Matthew Stafford is definitely prone to throw a few balls in the air because he's a gunslinger. He's going to throw some crazy passes. So tip the passes, get the picks on there. Offense, just play consistent, let Dak throw the ball a little bit more, and no turnovers. Let's see a clean game, and I think the Dallas Cowboys will take this home 27-18. Go Boys. All right, Vikings at Packers, divisional game here. Vikings coming off a win, Packers coming off of I predicted them losing to the Broncos, and they lost. I predicted them losing 19-16, and they lost 19-17. So I was 1 point away from getting my first NATOR'S score prediction correct, and I would have done a whole spill on that whole game. I almost got the Falcons and the Bucks correct too. I know I'm off topic, but I predicted 17-13. The Falcons won 16-13. So I almost got two games in the same week. So yeah, whatever about that. I'm gonna get one soon though. But for this game, the Vikings and Packers. Packers defensively, they're solid, but offensively, they haven't been much to, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a game where the home crowd is booing their own team, but who knows? I just think the Vikings with Kirk Cousins have more faith in him, and their defense stepped up tremendously against a good offense. I know the Niners offense last week was down Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel, but still, there's still 11 guys lined up to play, so you still gotta, line up and play. So I give credit to the Vikings. I think they're gonna come into Lambeau and play with that same energy. So I got the Vikings winning here. I got them winning here 25-20. And Green Bay is going to be looking for some answers. And Vikings getting closer. They're already second behind Detroit, but they're looking to maybe pass Detroit. Because, they've done this before. Start bad, lose a lot of games, and then win a lot of games. Never know. It's those Vikings. Okay, so Saints at Colts. Colts always seem to be in these crazy, close, high-scoring, low-scoring, one-possession, one-point games. So this game in Indianapolis now, the Saints, disappointing game against the Jaguars where their offense looked pretty pedestrian. It looks like they needed Taysom Hill to revive their energy to run the ball. But the Colts have a top 10 rush defense, and I don't expect them to run the ball like that on them. They need to, they need to make plays in the passing game. Derek Carr needs to make plays in the passing game. Chris Olave needs to catch the ball. Michael Thomas needs to get some separation. And to me, this Colts defense can this is a good matchup for them, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have the Colts here. I know they have Gardner Minshew is gonna be their starting quarterback for the rest of the season. Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor, they don't really know who's featured, who's gonna get more carries. But all in all, if it comes to getting a win in crunch time, they're gonna do what it takes because I think they have a good culture in Indianapolis. And they're playing to win because they should have won last week against the Browns. But for this game, I'm going to say they beat the Saints here 28-20 in a Super Bowl 44 rematch. Yeah. All right. So Pats at Dolphins, they played each other week 2. The Patriots in New England, the Patriots lost by 7. I think you see this game also down in Miami being close for some reason. The Patriots beat the Bills. I'm not saying I don't think they're going to beat the Dolphins, but the Dolphins didn't seem to have all the answers for the Eagles when their running game was taken away. And I think the Patriots can do that I think they did that week 2. They took away the Dolphins running game. I'm not sure if Devon Achane is going to play. Teron Armstead is still out. So, the Patriots are good at plugging in players. I know they're still missing Christian Gonzalez and Matt Judon, but they're good at plugging in players and them just playing sound, fundamental, tough-nosed football. So honestly, I'm saying the Dolphins will win, but another 7-point game here, 23-16, and the Patriots are gonna be scratching their heads again because this would be a big win if they could beat the Dolphins. Don't be surprised if they do, but division game, nitty-gritty. I think the team that makes less mistakes in the second half, penalties, turnovers, the team that makes the fewest mistakes in the second half will win this game, and I got that being the Dolphins. 23-16. Jets at Giants. New York versus New York. Home field advantage for both teams. Not really sure. The Jets come off of a bye and a win the week before. The Giants have a first win. Just saw this stat. Tyrod Taylor became the first black quarterback to win a game for the New York Giants, which has been around since 1925. So that's great, historical. If he can win 2 in a row, all kudos to him. But the Jets defense are serious. I really believe they're serious. And the Giants offense have had issues all season. You can argue they're somewhat more formidable with Tyrod Taylor, make less mistakes. But unless Saquon Barkley could get hot here and potentially get in the end zone, I don't see them getting up in the field goals because the Jets defense is pretty good. So I got the Jets winning here 21-12 in East Rutherford, New Jersey. New Jersey is 2 New York teams. Man, get a location in New York. Whatever. Okay, so Jaguars at Steelers. This is my week 8 upset alert of the week. we have the Jaguars at the Steelers. It's an upset alert because the Jaguars have won 4 straight games. The Steelers, although they won last week, I would say it was more because of their defense than their offense. I mean, 4-2 team, but their offense have played like they were 2-4 team. But I can't hate on them. They're entertaining to watch. The Jaguars, Duval County, got to give them respect. They're coming up. They're young. They're hungry. Their defense, but they're playing the mother of all defenses, and Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I see this game being a knuckle burner. I see the Jaguars getting several red zone trips, but failing to convert. Maybe failing on 4th and goal, turning the ball over on downs, maybe a fumble or an interception, potentially even penalties to back them up into field goal range. So this is going to be exciting to watch here. I got the Steelers over the Jags in an upset, Week 8 upset of the week, 23-15. Falcons at Titans. Falcons have been better at home than on the road. Titans, I don't know if they're looking to start going a different direction at quarterback for the start of this game. They traded Kevin Byard to the Eagles, so they're not going to have their secondary, their overwatchman in the secondary, the one that kind of oversees everything. And they are a torchable secondary, to say that. Their front seven is good, but without Kevin Byard in the secondary, I honestly think that the Falcons can exploit that. Drake London has been playing good. Kyle Pitts coming into his own. Desmond Ridder just got to put the ball in his playmaker's hands. It sounds simple, but for some reason it's been hard on them because they won an ugly game against the Buccaneers where there's the Falcons fan base is probably still questioning whether or not Desmond Ridder should be the quarterback. But if they can win this one on the road, which I think they are, more power to them. And they're the ones in sole lead of possession of the NFC South. So why not increase that lead? So I think they're going to win here on the road 20-14. Being more prettier than their win last week, but still expect some penalties and a lot of punts in this game for sure. Eagles at Commanders. These teams have already played each other. The Commanders, I think I predicted the Eagles winning, but the Commanders, that was definitely a game they could have won. They didn't go for 2. They tied the game. The Eagles won in overtime. This game around is in Washington. They have questions about players being traded. Sam Howell, the quarterback, and the Eagles here are, from last time they played the Commanders, they're not gonna, I think they're gonna come out and dominate in the first half, and then just kind of hold on to the ball, run it, milk it, conservative in the second half, and let their defense just dominate the line of scrimmage. So I think they do that here, but there's no telling in these kind of rivalry matchups. But for this week, I have the Eagles beating the Commanders in Washington 27-11. So moving on to the Browns at Seahawks. The Pacific Northwest hosting a game here. Browns at Seahawks. Always tough to play up there. The Browns coming off of the lucky, sneaky, get out of the building quick win in Indianapolis last week. This week around, they're playing a better defense, a tougher matchup for them, I think. The Seahawks have a solid front. They force fumbles like crazy. Devin Witherspoon, to me, the defensive rookie of the year so far, perhaps. And that'll be a good matchup with Amari Cooper. And the Browns are still, I think Deshaun Watson's in concussion protocol. I don't think you want to throw him out there against the very good Seattle pass rush. But who knows? I think this game will be kind of back and forth, whereas the Browns will control the line of scrimmage. And the Seahawks will control the line of scrimmage. The Seahawks have to protect Geno Smith because Myles Garrett's going to get after the quarterback, and they have to convert. They have to have positive plays on first down for them to succeed, the Seahawks, because when they don't, they struggle to score points, even if their defense is pitching a good game. So for this game here, Browns at Seahawks, I got Seahawks winning at home closely, 26-23, probably on late second field goal. So this game should be drawing a lot of eyes because it's definitely going to be an entertaining game here. So we got the Ravens at the Cardinals. The Ravens traded Marquise Brown to the Cardinals. So Marquise Brown definitely looking at like, I wish I was playing for the Ravens. If he can get a touchdown, this would be nice for him. Zach Ertz is on IR. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to play this game. The Cardinals are kind of like a little bit of a mess, although they actually play pretty competitive. And the Ravens, coming off of a big win against Detroit, I expected them to win, but not in that fashion. So I expect them to win in similar fashion against the Cardinals, because why slack up and take it easy and take a breather and go kick your feet up just because of the Cardinals? I mean, you saw what the Cowboys did, how they came into that same stadium and played, and they were not ready. They got the ball ran down their throat. The Ravens shouldn't let that happen. And I got them winning here 30-9 in Arizona over the Cardinals. Chiefs at Broncos. These two teams played 2 weeks ago on Thursday night. Broncos are at home now. They got a win last week against the Packers at home as well. But here we got a Chiefs team that is led by the best quarterback in the league right now. So unless you can pressure him, throw him around, just be in complete disarray, their offense, there's no stopping this team in that way, I think. And their defense is actually kind of like you can always expect them to deliver, really, in crunch moments. Steve Spagnuolo is one heck of a defensive coordinator, and he knows how to run this defense. Although some teams may exploit him, but some others don't. Broncos are not one of those teams. They have their opportunities, but I don't see them cashing in on those opportunities at home here. So therefore, I see the Broncos losing. I got the Chiefs over the Broncos 34-17. Bengals at 49ers. This is the America's game of the week. His game is in Santa Clara. The Bengals coming off of a bye week, and the Niners coming off, they lost 2 straight. I think Deebo Samuel will still be out for this game. I think Trent Williams is questionable. They definitely need Trent Williams there to play. Brock Purdy and that offense, they have to step up here, because Joe Burrow is going to step up, and I expect him to keep this close, because the Niners defense are definitely going to tighten down. They gave up over 450 yards to the Vikings. I don't think that's going to happen again, but I expect them to give up over 300 yards to the Bengals, maybe 350, because I think Joe Burrow is gonna will himself to be the difference in this game. Although I see the Niners have possessing the ball last, taking down the field and capitalizing here. But this could go either way, and this would be a heck of a game to watch. I don't think it's an upset if the Niners win. I wouldn't say if it's an upset if the Bengals win, because these teams are, were 2 years ago, they were in the Final Four. The Bengals and the 49ers and Rams. And obviously the Rams beat the Niners to go to the Super Bowl, and the Bengals beat the Chiefs, and then they played the Rams in the Super Bowl. So I got the Niners beating the Bengals 30-27, because they possessed the ball last. This is going to be a good game, though, very good game. Lots of points, lots of offense. Probably a back and forth like 10-7, 14-10, 17-14. I think this could go it could be one of those kind of games where the lead changes a lot. So we'll be looking for that. Bears at Chargers. This is Sunday Night Football. The Bears got some momentum now. Having a backup quarterback, I think his name is Tyson Bagent. Anywho, he won his first career start, and they're playing the Chargers team that has been reeling. Lost to the Cowboys, lost to the Chiefs. Questions about their coach should be fired, or Kellen Moore taking over, yada yada. Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler having a slow start, coming back now. So maybe this is a great game for them to say, hey, we want to make the playoffs. We're not. Don't sleep on us. But then again, that's what the Bears are probably saying too. We're not going to trade half of our team before this trade deadline because we're bad or we're tanking or this or that. Oh, this is football. Each week is a new opportunity to compete and go out there and improve yourself. So I don't understand why it always surfaces that teams are obviously the trading players is one thing, but purposely just playing absolute garbage. I don't believe in that stuff. I never will. And I don't think the players ever will. It spits on their credibility and the coaching staff. But either way, the Bears at the Chargers. I expect this to be a good Sunday Night Football game. Not a snooze, not a boring one. I think the Bears are going to score some points and the Chargers are going to score some points. And in the end, the Chargers will come out on top, 31-28. I just don't see a rookie quarterback toppling the Chargers, unless Brandon Staley goes for it on 4th down when he's up 10 points and he lets him come back. So who knows? Monday Night Football, Raiders at Lions. Lions haven't hosted Monday Night Football since 2018 is all they're talking about. So, yeah, it only makes sense for them to take this win home. I see them winning here at 24-14. The Raiders aren't really much to talk about. Mac, besides a few good players, they're also probably looking to get rid of Josh McDaniels come the end of the season. So who knows? Maybe this game will be a good game for them to win, but I don't see them beating Detroit, especially after Detroit got manhandled by the Ravens. They need to have a bounce back win at home, and it's a good chance for that against an opponent like the Las Vegas Raiders, where there's a bunch of questions about them trading players and this and that. So, yeah, expect Detroit to come out and play fiery with their heads on fire in this game. And that wraps up week 8. There was 16 games, so all 32 teams played. I also looked, I checked and saw another week 12 will also be no bye weeks. So we'll have a few byes up to week 12. Week 8, no byes. So enjoy all the NFL teams in action. Go Big Blue. I'm glad I'm glad I can do this for you guys. I'll throw my 2 cents in there every once in a while. Share your score predictions. I've got very close last week. Very close. I want to get one right now. Like, I'm going to get one this season before the playoff starts, because it's just so much fun when you don't know what to expect and what's going to happen. That's why we watch these games. That's why they play the game, because it's the ultimate game. It's modern day gladiatorism without the deaths and fatalities. So yeah, get that out your system right now. So other than that, guys, have a blessed afternoon, evening, morning, night. Tune in, like, subscribe. The support is unconditional. Love you guys, and we'll see what it do. Drum roll. Adios, amigos.